Is the cabin in the Poconos that we Monroes seriously refer to as our home away from home. It was purchased at great personal sacrifice over the last 10 years, and now we weekend there whenever possible. Oh, Lydia's there now with her grandmother, a fairly decent woman, the mother of Ellen, my wife, who's downstairs now preparing to leave for the station, where she'll catch a train for Shimkus Lake, near whose greasy shores the cabin is located.
John, did I hear the cab?
Yes, dear.
You'd better go downstairs and ask him to wait.
It's not necessary. They don't mind waiting. Their profit margin in waiting time far exceeds that of time in transit.
John, please ask him to wait.
Yes, dear. Hello, cab.
Good morning.
My wife will be down in a minute. Do you mind waiting?
Not at all. Our profit margin of waiting time far exceeds that of time in transit.
This is my world. Welcome to it. My wife will be down in a minute. She's on her way to the depot.
She going into the city?
No, she's going to Shimkus Lake in the Poconos. We've got a little place up there.
Did you lose something?
The newspaper.
Oh, here, help yourself.
Oh, no thanks.
Go ahead. It's yours. You're not going with her?
Who?
Your wife. You're not going with her.
Not right away, no.
Beautiful. Well, you know, your wife is up at your place at the Poconos and you're down here alone, right?
I have work to do. I'll join them tomorrow.
I don't blame you. Did you ever hear the story about the disgruntled, frustrated husband and the Portuguese gypsy?
No. Blame me for what?
For wanting a little free time on your own. Everyone wants to be alone. A man has to spread out. Now, it seems there's this disgruntled, frustrated husband.
I don't have to spread out. I really do have work to do.
Beautiful.
Not every man whose wife is taking a trip to the country goes ape the minute she leaves.
Of course not. And then this Portuguese gypsy comes along one day with the beads and the tambourines. And she meets this guy, see? Now, his wife is away on a 3-week vacation up in the mountains. He's got nothing. So he meets her and they start swinging. He's nuts about beads, but his wife won't let him wear them. So she said, this is my final offer. $50 a month, and I'll throw in the horse and wagon. And then this gypsy says, $50 a month? And she meets this guy. Now, he loves beads. That's one of the reasons. Don't you get it?
I beg your pardon?
$50 a month and I'll throw in...
I heard you, and I resent the allegation. Fidelity is very much alive in many parts of Connecticut. I'll thank you to keep your erotic suggestions to yourself.
Beautiful. No offense intended. Merely trying to amuse.
What are you doing?
Nothing. Just thinking.
What about?
Oh, nothing. Thinking about your leaving and my staying and my being alone.
Sweet John. Sweet. Dear, the movies are due shortly. Don't forget. I've made out 2 lists. One of what goes to the cabin and what stays here.
No
now,
problem, dear.
Try not to get them mixed
No
up.
problem.
Why don't you memorize them in case you lose them?
I won't. I'm not going to lose them. Beautiful. There you go. Well, have a good trip.
What will you do with yourself for the rest of the day and the night?
Well, the usual. Pot party tonight, followed by a poker game, then tomorrow morning brunch and some sort of fertility ritual.
You
don't think I'm capable?
Of course you're capable, dear. I just know you well enough to realize you have no interest in that sort of thing.
I see. Mrs. Rudolph Bessinger. Widow, charming woman, charming neighbor. About 34. 22, 34. Well, however faithful a man may be, when he no longer appreciates something like that, they might as well lower him into the sod. Anyway, I don't know why you're looking so self-righteous. I've caught you sneaking a couple of glances at a likely-looking dog going by with a suggestive sort of collar on.
John, stop trying to shift the blame to Irving. He is single. You are not.
Well, I'm aware of that.
Peeping out of windows.
I wasn't peeping.
I mean, really, John? Does this sort of thing excite you? For heaven's sake, John.
Can we come in? We're the movers.
Oh, come in. Come in. By all means, come in. Hold it. Wait a minute. Where are you going with that?
We're moving it, Chief. We're the movers. Didn't you hear me holler? Can we come in with the movers?
Yes, of course, but the table stays. The table doesn't go.
Okay, Max, back it up.
Hey, what goes, Chief? Sofa, chairs, bookcases, lamps?
I have a list.
How about the dining room stuff?
Oh, well, wait a minute. Must have left it. Anyway, what's the rush? I thought you fellas were paid by the hour.
Not today. We made a flat deal with your wife. She's tough.
Well, you won't get any sympathy from me. My deal's a lot tougher than yours.
How about the china?
China.
Yes. Well, what about the cooking utensils?
Cooking utensils. That's a tough one. I'll have to think about that.
He has to think about that.
Excuse me. But that's the mail.
I think we blew it, Max. At $8 an hour, this was the big hit we've been waiting for all our lives.
Ellen, me, Mrs. Bessinger, Ellen, Lydia, Mrs. Bessinger. Now, how did that happen? Oh, well. I'll be back in a minute. What's the matter? What is it?
We want to know what else goes. Did you find the list?
No, I'm afraid I've lost it.
Mister, have a heart, huh? We should have been out of here already.
Take the cooking utensils.
Which ones?
Look, I don't care. Pick a few things, whatever you think she'll need.
Sure. Come on, Max.
You probably smell better than any man I ever met.
Thank you.
It's okay.